Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the South, more specifically Cherokee, Alabama. And even more specifically than that, I am in the Coon Dog Cemetery. More specifically, the Key Underwood Memorial Coon Dog Cemetery. So yes, a cemetery that only allows not only just the burial of dogs, but of a specific type of dog, a coon dog, which I guess in its simplest form is a dog that hunts raccoons. This is probably the most specific cemetery that I've ever encountered, and I'm not, I'm not very brushed up on the lore and tradition of raccoon hunting. If anyone knows more about raccoon hunting, please fill us in the comment section. Let us know kind of the aura and specialness that is raccoon hunting. But anyways, the story behind this cemetery, this is way off in the middle of nowhere, probably at least 10 miles off any sort of normal road, and this used to be where hunters would gather in when they were hunting raccoons. Their dogs and the hunters would gather, hang out here in this spot in the woods. In 1937, a man that would hunt around this area, his name was Key Underwood. He would bury his prized coon hunting dog on these grounds, and it kind of snowballed from there, where other hunters would use this to bury their coon dogs. This was founded 1937. In 1985, Key Underwood was asked why they don't allow other types of dogs to be buried here besides coon dogs, and he responded, "You must not know much about coon dogs if you expect us to contaminate this ground with poodles and lapdogs." That's grizzled. Yes, Coon Dog Cemetery. Now, I don't know if a coon dog is a certain breed of dog or it's just the behavior of a dog. Again, someone fill us in. That sign there says no alcoholic beverages. What kind of degenerate hangs out and gets wasted in a dog cemetery? We have this monument that shows two dogs climbing up a tree. I guess I'm thinking that they're supposedly trying to trap a raccoon up in that tree. Okay, this, I'm not sure what this means. It says Gurnite Sugar Fud Sugar Shush. And it actually says that on several of these gravestones. I'm really pretty puzzled on what that means. And I'd look it up on my phone right now, but there's no signal out here. Yeah, you can see on that gravestone there's a little raccoon caught in the tree. That dog's trying to bite it or bark right in its face. What's that say? Black Ranger. He was good as the best and better than the rest. You know, getting a gravestone like this made is not something that's inexpensive. So you got to figure that the people that own these dogs had quite a fondness for them. Is this an outhouse? Oh my, we're not going to go in there. Here's Hank, and actually has some of the accomplishments on the marker. It's the Grand National Champion Autumn Oaks. Okay, that means to be with the Grand National Champion Autumn Oaks. That makes a little sense. So I guess he won quite a few competitions. Black and Tan Preacher. Tree Talkin' Train. That's an interesting name. See on some of these markers, people have left items from the dog. There's a leash. Worm's gold trigger. It looks like the collar has been left there on the marker. This one has a dog's water dish next to it. what's this say? Hammer Time Red is the name of the dog. It says if he treed in a mailbox, you'd better open it and look because he got him. Again, I don't know much about raccoon hunting, so that doesn't make much sense to me. So this stone right here, George's stone, kind of illustrates, I guess, what raccoon hunting is. You can see the raccoon up there in the tree. The dogs have got it at the bottom trap so it can't get out of the tree, and then the man is shooting the raccoon. It is interesting that someone does take the time to come out and place these American flags on all the dogs' graves. Easy going Sam, last one on the wood, and he's actually just got a raccoon on his grave. That's interesting. They placed a raccoon on his grave, given his life was dedicated to killing raccoons. This stone, or I guess it's not really a stone. This is made of wood. There's Old Roy. And not the Old Roy from Walmart fame, because that was owned by Sam Walton. This is the ashes of 3 good coon hounds, Blue, Smokey, and Bozo. And this one's actually from Michigan, so I wonder if coon dog owners from all over the country come here to bury their dogs. This marker here actually says that the dog was struck by a car while running a raccoon. And someone's left a cross and a hairbrush on the grave. This dog's name was Dr. Doom. I guess he was a supervillain as far as raccoons were concerned. This is actually very first coonhound buried here. It's Troop. It was the dog that belonged to Key Underwood. The dog was born in 1922 and died in 1937. And of course people have left tributes to old Troop. I really like this little stones right here. Little footprints. It's got a sleeping dog on it. If you're wanting to bury your own coon dog, there's the information right there. You gotta call that number. It says prior approval is required. So yeah, make sure you call ahead. Don't just show up with a shovel and a dog corpse. It says this is the only cemetery of its kind in the world and that only coon dogs are allowed to be buried. It says first dog Troop lied here September 4th, 1937. It says please be careful with fire, which is just really generally good advice. Found this on just kind of the outskirts of the cemetery. What this is when you see a tree shaped like that, it is a Native American marking where they would break the tree and reshape it as a marker to show kind of where they're at. And you can still find them here and there. So yes, all dogs go to heaven, but only coon dogs are buried here. Appreciate you guys watching. If you'd like to see other dog-based cemeteries I've been to, as well as other fun roadside attractions, museums, amusement parks, and whatnot, please check down in the description. I have an interactive map that'll show you all the places I have been, and you can make suggestions on places you feel I need to go to. Also, if you'd like to contribute to the channel, consider buying a t-shirt or donating to Patreon. Those links are in the description. A donation of at least $3 on Patreon will get you a postcard sent to you once a month while I'm on my road trips. But for now, this one's in the bag.